Well, I'll start with Mikayla. Hey, Mikayla, tell us when did you first get contact from Atlanta, and did you talk to them much before the draft?
Yeah, I actually didn't talk to them at all before the draft. I first got contact with them when Coach Nikki asked to reach out right after the draft, and got to talk with her briefly, and I'm excited to be with Atlanta.
Well, talk about yesterday. Talk about what it was like yesterday for you.
Yeah, so we had a setup. I wasn't able to be with my parents, but they were virtually Skyped in. So to the left of me, I had my mom on a computer, and our TV was on a little delay. So I looked to my left, and it looked like my mom was crying. And then I looked to the screen, and I was the next pick in the draft. And so it was really cool to see that happen and see my parents' reaction.
I've got one for Brittany. Brittany, it's John Sokoloff with Fox 34 here in Lubbock. I don't know if you've forgotten about us by this point. No, I'm just kidding. One, I guess, just what was that night like for you yesterday? Take me kind of through everything, the emotions, all that good stuff.
Yeah, last night was really special. I was with my family, and then I had some former teammates come in to Abilene. I'm at home, and so they came in for the celebration, and we just had like a cookout and stuff. But it was really just like surreal to see my name on that screen. I was kind of confused. I thought it was a glitch or something because I didn't understand what was going on. And then I was like, oh wait, I just got picked. And so we were all screaming and jumping up and down. It was really, really fun.
What teammates were there with you?
Yeah, so Sydney Goodson, she's played with me for 2 years at Tech, and then Erin DeGrate, and then Grayson Bright, and they've all have transferred from Tech, but I played with them at least 1 or 2 years each. And then I had a former high school teammate as well, Maddie Garcia, who was celebrating with us.
Cool. And the last one for me on this is how did Tech kind of help prepare you for everything?
Yeah, Tech definitely opened a lot of doors for me in general. My coach had a Zoom call set up for us with all my teammates, and so just like the coaching staff has really helped me out through all this, and really, I mean, everyone at Tech has really been so helpful.
Kayla, it's Maria. First, congrats. Second, did you hear from any of the girls from Atlanta right away? I know there's a bit of an Oregon connection with Maite there, and you played against her quite a bit at your time at Oregon State. So have you heard from any of the current girls on the Dream roster, and have you heard from Maite specifically?
I know they connected via social media, and I had a shout out to each one of us, including Brittany and Kobi and Chennedy. But also Monique actually did like an Instagram live with her right before the draft. And so right after the draft, she was like, yay, looking forward to seeing you in Atlanta. So that was cool. And she said, hey, any questions you have, feel free to use me as a resource. So that was nice for her to reach out in that way.
Have you ever been to Atlanta before? And how excited are you to kind of pick up and obviously move to the other side of the country?
Yeah, I have not been to actually the city of Atlanta. I've gone through the airport, if you can count that, but haven't actually been to the town. But I'm excited to start this new chapter and see what Atlanta has to offer. I've heard really good things about it.
Was it easier for you to sleep last night or the night prior?
Last night, knowing a little bit more certainty of what my next step is. I couldn't really sleep at all the night before, but I got some good sleep last night.
Mikayla, is there anything that you've learned at Oregon that you can take away and bring it to the WNBA?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is how defensive-minded our Oregon State team was. And so I know defense is a big thing in the league that you have to adapt to quickly. And so I think our concepts will hopefully translate well to the next level.
Hey, this question is for Kobi. Hi, Kobi. This is B. Terrell with W Insider. I guess you being from Georgia, what is it like to have your name called by the Dream?
It was pretty amazing. Close to home, so family can come to games if everything works out. So I'm pretty excited about that, and it's just a big deal for me to be able to see my name called and it be in Atlanta.
All right, and I guess walk us through your draft day experience. What was it like for you there?
My draft day experience, it was pretty nerve-wracking because I I wasn't sure at first what would happen. And I think it was during the first round, I got a call from my head coach, and she told me what would happen, and I was excited. And we was on a Zoom call with the rest of our team and the staff, and she said, "You want to let them know?" I was like, that'll take away from the surprise. So I want everyone to see for themselves.
Okay. So any places you're looking forward to experiencing in Atlanta once you're here?
I'm not sure. I'm familiar with the Atlanta area, but not many places in Atlanta. So I'll just go wherever the wind blows.
All right. Chicken and waffles. Can't go wrong with that.
Hey, Kobi,
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. This is Amy from Clemson Student TV station. So you said that you were on the phone with Coach Butler. What did she tell you?
She just told me how she's so proud of me, and it's been a wonderful experience to coach me. And for me, it's just been wonderful to be coached by her, being that she recruited me when she was at Florida, and then to end up together at Clemson, I think that was a pretty big deal. And she just told me she's proud of me, and she can't wait to see what the future holds for me.
This question's for Brittany. It's been some time since Tech has had somebody selected. 14 years, I think, was the number. What does it say about the program's current state of affairs and what can be done, now that you are a WNBA player and what that can mean for Texas Tech?
Yeah, being like the first pick, and I think they said 14 years, really just an honor overall. And just the legacy that this program has, it really means a lot to be like carrying the torch. And I just hope that I'm a stepping stone for the players to come and for the program as well. And for my current team, looking forward to see their names called in the draft one day as well.
And this question's for Mick. I'm going to jump around here a little bit. Mick, have you talked to Scott at all? Did he give you a call last night? And just what was the conversation that you guys had, before your journey kind of culminating in last night?
Yeah, I know. I definitely talked to him yesterday morning. He said just wish me good luck and to not worry about, when or where you're going, just to know the preparation's the same no matter where you go. And he texted me last night, got a lot of texts from our coaches, but I haven't had an opportunity to call him in person and to talk to him that way yet.
One last bit for you, Mick. Was it difficult to not end an interview with Go Beavs after 4 years of doing it?
I had to try to break that habit really quickly. We'll have to transition to Go Dream now.
Thank you.
So, Mick, you were a teammate with Chennedy in Peru.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about how you got to know her with Team USA and what kind of player she is, and how do you think your game will fit into the WNBA?
Yeah, so starting with the first one, I was actually able to be roommates with Brittany Brewer, who's on this call as well. So we know each other pretty well. We got to play with Chennedy, and then actually Kobi was there at the trials as well. So I got to know her a little bit. Looking forward to getting to know her more. But so Kennedy's a very dynamic player, very talented. She's able to create her shot kind of whenever she wants to. Is able to exploit mismatches. So I'm excited to see what she can do for the Dream. And then for me, I know I'm excited to go to this next level. It's a challenge in the league, and I'm excited to hopefully reach my potential. I'm going to be somebody that's going to bring their hard hat in every day and work really hard to maximize what I can do for this team. I am defensive minded. I rebound well for a guard. I know I'm going to set up my teammates to be as successful as they can and put them in great positions too.
Brittany, I just have one more. So you went through a coaching change, obviously, Marlene, the last few years for you at Texas Tech. How did she kind of help you develop your game to be ready to play at the next level?
Yeah, so she helped me a lot when she initially had gotten there. I mean, I had never shot a three ball like ever in my entire career, and so really she was just like, hey, go ahead and shoot it. I just want to see what your shot looks like. She was like, okay, that looks good. I want you to shoot them. And I was like, I don't know. I've never shot one ever. I probably didn't even practice them. I don't even remember. But So really that opened up a lot for me, being able to stretch the floor in that way. And so I'm very grateful for her trust in me to be able to shoot those, growing a lot in that area. Yeah, and so I would say that was probably the biggest thing, is her trust in me with the ball.
Hey, Brittany, this is Carlos Silva from the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Kind of along those lines with Marlene, just kind of trusting you and doing those things. I guess when you're coming out of Abilene, I know every high school kid's dream is to hear their name get called on draft day, but when did you kind of know that was a goal that you could achieve during your collegiate career?
Yeah, I guess I really understood, like, last year after my junior season, I had a decent season, and so I kind of knew that would open some doors up. And then obviously, like, getting to play with Team USA this year, I knew that it was going to be more of a reality. And so I'm very thankful for all of those experiences.
In terms of those, I guess what was the most helpful for you? Was it just going through some of the draft questions, or I guess what was the biggest thing you learned throughout this process that you're going to take going forward?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I would learn is just, like, I have so many people to lean on for support. I mean, in the league, and then my agent and my family and all my coaches. And so to not take their help and their support for granted. They're always here to lend a listening ear or advice. And so I'm just really thankful for all the people that were placed in my life during this time.
I know before the season you wanted to obviously get to the postseason for the first time in your career. Do you kind of still feel like you built a foundation and you're kind of setting the stage for future players that know that if you work hard, you're going to get to the WNBA and kind of have your dreams come true, so to speak?
Yeah, I really hope that that's what my story shares. Like, I'm from Abilene, and I didn't play AAU except maybe 1 year just for fun my senior year. I just wanted to have the experience. So just to know that really hard work is what really gets you there. And then also just forming good relationships with people. I mean, they can vouch for you and your character when you treat people right. And so just really, I mean, hard work and then valuing the relationships that you have are really important to get to this next journey.
Cool. And last question from me. How many texts have you gotten since yesterday? And I guess what's kind of the next step for you before the season kind of starts or when it does resume?
Yeah, so, I mean, my phone was blowing up. I haven't even opened all of them. I'm a little overwhelmed. I already am not a big fan of notifications in general. So I'm obviously trying to prioritize all the ones that I have, but then also make sure that people know that I'm very thankful for their support. And yeah, I mean, it's just amazing how many people have reached out.
Thanks, Britt.
Thank you.
Mick, obviously change going from small rural Corvallis to Atlanta. What are your last impressions of Corvallis itself over the last 4 years that you've been here?
Yeah, I think just what I remember is how the community embraced me and how supportive they were throughout my 4 years, definitely on the court and in Go Coliseum, but mostly in the community, and how they're willing to help support me on my journey outside of basketball too. So I'm forever grateful for Beaver Nation, and we'll always remember that as a place that I can call home.
Thank you.
Hey, Chennedy, I see you here now. Quick question for you. Obviously, knowing that you were going to be a top prospect, hoping maybe you looked a little bit into the dream, is there anything you're seeing about the way that Nikki runs her program where you can kind of come in and make an immediate impact?
I'm just ready to get started. I know you have a lot of quick athletic guards and a dominant post presence. Again, with Kalani Brown and Britt. So I'm really ready to just play with the guards and get started.
Hey, Chennedy, it's Tia with ATL Life magazine. How are you maintaining your health during this time?
Right now, I kind of like to social distance. I know yesterday was pretty tough with the draft, but I've been social distancing and really just trying to stay healthy and choose a better way of eating, keeping my hands clean, and just staying away from people, and just trying to stay safe and stay healthy and get through this tough time so we can get back to playing basketball.
Hi, Chennedy.
Hey, Britt. You popped up on my screen.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Hey, Pitt. Hey, Piv.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
Chennedy, this is Yakiri from Chicks in the Sports. Just walk us through your range of emotions for last night. I know the format was a little bit different, but just walk us through your feelings and how you felt when your name was called.
It was I was very excited just to hear my name. I think it was a day I waited for my whole life. The first time I ever picked up a ball was 6. You know, I'm 21 now, and I can say that I'm a professional basketball player. So it's a blessing to even be in this position. I mean, it's been a long road and a journey. I mean, I was full of emotions. My family was super excited. I was super excited. I'm really happy that my dreams really did come true last night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brittany, sorry, I've got one more. What was kind of like the pre-draft process kind of like for you, and what do you think it was about your game that attracted the dream to selecting you?
Yeah, so pre-draft process, got to talk to some awesome coaching staff and really just form relationships with them. I got to talk to Coach Nikki, I think it was on Wednesday. I can't remember the exact day, but we had a great conversation. And she really, she offered great advice, and she just let me know that my versatility is what's going to help me succeed in this next stage. And so I know that that's something that I want to carry over for sure. And then also I love defense, and I know Coach Nikki loves defense too. And so I'm really excited to have those similar values as her.
Brittany, since it has been 14 years, being the first draft pick in 14 years, do you feel any added pressure to compete at the highest level?
I could say once I get there, I probably will. But right now I'm just really excited about this opportunity. And I know that it's an accomplishment just to reach this point. And so my coaches and my teammates are so supportive, and then the Lubbock community is amazing, and they've just offered me so much support. And so I haven't felt any added pressure from them. I guess the only pressure I would have is from myself at this point. But I know for sure once I get in Atlanta that it'll step up. But I'm very excited.
Thank you.
All right, for each of you, in just a couple of words, what are some player comparisons that you've received so far, and what is something about your game that you think will set you apart? I guess we can start with Mikayla, and then to Kobi, and then Britt and Chennedy.
Yeah, I think for me, I need to watch more to have a good player comparison. I feel like what sets me apart is my versatility in terms of guarding different positions, be able to play different combo guard roles, and then also my rebounding at the guard position.
I've been told I resemble Natasha Howard, just the way that I play. And I think what can set me apart is just my athleticism, my ability to just leap when I go for rebound. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, growing up, there's so many different players that I've wanted to model my game after. I could say Stewie, Del Don, Candace Parker, all of those. But definitely, I think that what's going to translate best is obviously my versatility and my defensive mindset, and then my ability to stretch the floor. And so I know that those are values in the league.
Hey, for all of you guys, you all got drafted, but now what, right? You're the first draft group in WNBA history, not really knowing what's going to happen next as far as the timeline. What are they telling you, the dream? What are they telling you players about what to do now to be ready when the season will begin or camp will begin? Let's start with Mikayla and work our way to Kobi after that.
Should we have Kennedy finish the last question first?
Oh, sure.
Player comparisons.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely think that there are a lot of great guards in the league. I haven't seen too many players that I could compare myself to, but as far as just translating and my style of play to the league, I love to run the floor. I think that'll be a great asset for me, transition basketball, just things like that. So I have to watch a little bit more and develop my game a little bit more, and so I can give you a name when that time comes.
Thank you, Mikayla.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
Ron,
Mikayla.
Of course. Yeah, I can't leave you hanging like that. Ron, can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Yeah, the fact that you're all drafted, but now we don't know how long it's going to take before you can get on the court together and work on the upcoming season. So what have the Dream told you about what they'd like you to do now?
So I think we're going to get more information in the next couple of days, but I had a quick conversation with Chris Sanko of the Dream, and he talked about how the Dream is hopefully going to have some virtual workouts for us and then kind of get us together in terms of position to talk about plays or watching film. So I think that's what I know for the immediate future.
Yeah, same here. I'm pretty sure I'll get more information on what to do in the meantime. But for me, I'm just trying to do at-home workouts, try and stay in the best shape that I can for when that time comes for us to get back on the court.
Yeah, I agree with them. I think we'll definitely get a little bit more information, but we're all trying to stay in shape and work on our game and try and develop and get better as a player.
Yeah, the Dream staff has done a really good job just communicating with us as much as they know, and just making sure that we're on the same page as well. And got to talk to Chris, and he mentioned the virtual workouts and position splits as well, and so I'm excited for that.
Hey, Kobi, I got a question for you. Last night, Darius Taylor told us he's been watching you since high school. So it's kind of crazy that you have, and I don't know if you have a good relationship or rapport with him, but he watched you in high school, obviously followed you through college, and now you're going to go play for him in the WNBA. How do you think, what do you think about that, basically? It's pretty unique.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to know when someone is watching you from high school through college, and I'm glad that I had that impression on him, and I'm excited to get to work with the Atlanta Dream.
Awesome. Mikayla, I saw on your bio that you grew up watching Sue Bird. If all the stars aligned properly for you, you might check into a WNBA game at Garter and play against her. Have you actually thought about that in the last 24 hours now that your name's on the board?
I've thought about it a little more. Yeah, I actually got the opportunity to play against her a little bit when Team USA came to play in Gill. But just to play against all these renowned players and established players in the league is going to be a great opportunity.
Brittany, 127 blocks in one season. That's
Whoa.
pretty special. Yeah. This past season and what's crazy is probably a couple more had not everything been canceled, right? So is that the evolution of becoming a shot blocker? Is that just the natural gift? Did you have to work for it? How do you think that can transition to this level?
Yeah, I think naturally I am really long and limber, and so that helps, obviously. But really, I mean, shot blocking for me, I really had to make sure that my feet were in the right place at the right time. That way I would avoid fouls. And then also, since I am obviously naturally taller than a lot of people, making sure I'm not doing something extra that I don't need to do so that I'm drawing fouls. That was really the main thing, is to make sure that I'm getting a clean shot block versus just going for basically anything. And I know sometimes I would bounce back and forth between that, but definitely improved a lot this year on the shot blocking, and I love it. I do love it.
Awesome. Chennedy, your accomplishments are overwhelming in the last 3 years at Texas A&M, and I know we're going to be able to dig into them quite a bit. But I got to ask you, Lil Wayne tweeting last night about coming to Atlanta. What did you think when you saw that? I mean, I was excited, but I'm older than you guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Lil Wayne. I was really excited. I didn't even notice my family was scrolling through the TL, and they had ran over and was like, oh, my goodness, look. And I was like, are y'all sure? Make sure that check is right there. That may not be him. I don't know. And then it was legit, and I was really excited, man, because I'm really a fan. I really want to meet him one day at ATL.
Thanks, guys.
Mikayla, I had seen a tweet that had said in the last 5 drafts, 5 Beavs have been able to start their professional careers. What do you think that just says about Oregon State and the ability for girls to kind of continue on into their professional careers from there?
Yeah, it's awesome to see that pipeline of players continue to have the opportunity to play at the next level and continue to pursue their dreams. So I'm super excited about continuing that legacy and hopefully continue for a lot of years in the future.
Kobi, Clemson's head coach, Amanda Butler, she said she's very excited to watch you grow and develop as a pro. She will be your president of your fan club. How does that make you feel?
Oh man, it makes me feel like incredible on the inside, because the relationship I have with you, treasure for the rest of my life. He's such an amazing person, a wonderful coach, and I just
Thank you.
All right, let's do 2 more questions. Do you have them?
I have one. If anyone. Brittany, I want to ask Britt this. What are you looking forward to the most about becoming a professional basketball player?
Man. Get in to block your shot, Kennedy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I'm so grateful that we got put on the same team. I'm really looking forward to this next journey because I saw you and Mick's name pop up, and then Kobi as well. I'm really excited to be with y'all. So I'm hoping.
Me too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm actually not sure if this question's been asked because I've been doing 30 things at once. But did any players reach out to you directly? I guess I'm formulating this to Kennedy. Reach out to you directly. I know there are a lot of personalities that I think that you're gonna fit in really well with. But did anybody reach out to you and be like, "Yo, welcome to the team. We need that."
Honestly, I've got a couple of DMs. I've got a lot of text messages, but last night I was asleep, so I haven't really got to even check my phone and really go through and look. So I haven't got the opportunity to yet. So,
and for all draft picks, what was the wildest DMs y'all got last night, or the text messages you were like, "Dang, I made it," or this is crazy. I got this.
When the Atlanta Hawks had kind of added me on Twitter and said welcome, that's when I was like, wow, that's the men's team. Wow, I was really excited.
I was personally a fan of the Lil Wayne one, but you know.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, go easy, Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else?
I think Trae Young just tweeted us, and so that just popped up on my notification. So that's pretty cool to see that he tweeted us and said welcome to the ATL. So I'm excited about that. I mean, that's probably the biggest one. So
Yeah, and I need to sort through mine first. There's probably a crazy one in there, but I got to do some more digging.
Yeah.
All right, let's do last question.
Brittany, are you excited about being in Atlanta, coming to Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm very excited about being in Atlanta. I'm a Southern girl, so that's always helpful. But I also remember the 1 year I played AAU going into my senior year. I went to the tournament in Atlanta. I can't remember the exact name of it, but with my team. And then we got to go to the Adidas All-American little thing afterwards. And we got to see some of the city, like the Coca-Cola Museum, and ate at a really good chicken and waffles place. And I really loved the city. And so I'm excited to go back, and I've got some good friends up there. And so I'm excited to see some friendly faces as well.
Very good. Thank you.
All right, we'll call it for the day. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, players, for coming on and making yourselves available. We appreciate it. And for the rest of you, just reach out if you need anything from me. Just let me know.
Yes,
Thanks.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys. Good luck.
Dream.
Chelsea, thank you, Mick.
See you guys.